USA Basketball has gone from sending college students to win Olympic gold to having NBA superstars not medal in the last two FIBA World Cups. How did we get here? Well, we're going to break down the Jason Whitlock clip that talks about how the NBA has lost its competitiveness. And I'm going to analyze USA Basketball, the organization that's responsible for youth development and coaching development in the United States, and point out a major conflict of interest that I think positions USA Basketball not to be able to fulfill its mandate on developing youth basketball and coaching in the United States. All of that and more on the No Backboard Basketball Show.
We get back to talking about this community, because I think that's one way, and that I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, it may be the tagline you use there. If you change the game, change the community.
I'm the game changer, the mover, the shaker. With every basket, I'm a community maker. I'm the game changer, the mover, the shaker. With every basket, I'm a community maker.
Great question. So, the No Backboard Basketball League, the vision of it is a new recreational basketball platform to provide opportunities for Black and brown individuals to actually own wealth creating assets in the sports space. Welcome to the No Backboard Basketball Show. I'm your host, Mark Tee Armstrong, inventor of Basketball Remix, the modern interpretation of the original game, and founder of the No Backboard Basketball League. The No Backboard Basketball League is envisioned as an alternative basketball skills development platform, recreational platform, and basketball entertainment platform, purpose to have a positive impact on American basketball. If you want to learn more about my why behind the No Backboard Basketball League, pick up my book on Amazon, No Backboard Basketball, Remixing Basketball as a Catalyst for Change. And we are building a community, and I invite you to come out and join our community at nobackboard.com. We're in the process of developing some digital assets that will allow our community members to participate in our growth and sharing the value we accrue over time. And finally, support the effort. Visit nobackboard.store. Pick up some gear, download some No Backboard Basketball music. Be one of the first in your community to rock No Backboard Basketball gear and blow our music. Or you can simply support us by buying me a cup of coffee. The links to do that are in the description. All right. Last night, I came across a clip from the Jason Whitlock Show. And this clip was entitled, LeBron James Reign as King. Did it destroy the NBA? Now, at the core of the issue outlined in this conversation is LeBron James' impact on the overall competitiveness of the league. Now, I wrote about this last year after the All-Star game in an article I entitled, The NBA Leadership Void. 3 eras of All-Star games: Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. And in this article, I opened with this statement I'm going to read now. The NBA faces a leadership void, possibly due to the lack of African-American owners engaged with African-American NBA players and a predominantly African-American product, the NBA. There's an urgency to recognize that NBA's economic opportunities for Black Americans may not last forever. With investments in European and African basketball yielding significant results, the NBA's focus might shift, impacting the role of the American basketball athlete. While talking to Samuel Trenton, a social media behavior scientist about this issue with the NBA All-Star Game, the adage, the anointing flows from the top down, came to mind. This concept from the Bible aptly captures the profound impact Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and LeBron James have exerted on the NBA All-Star Game across their distinctive eras. These basketball luminaries, each the face of the league in his time, have not only shaped the style and pace of these exhibition matches, but also set the tone for the energy and the effort players bring to the court. Now, I played college basketball at the highest level. My senior year, our college basketball team finished ranked 14 or 15, depending upon the poll. I was captain of that team. And one thing I know for sure, be it in sports, business, in a family, or just life in general, the leader always sets the tone. So with that in mind, let's take a look at this Jason Whitlock clip.
Scab, you like bad-mouthing LeBron? Go ahead.
LeBron comes along, and now for the first time in the sport's really modern history, since that 76 merger, we have a guy who has presided over the decline of the sport. He's going to leave it in exponentially worse situation than when he received it. And it really just does have to do with his lack of desire to compete like all the other guys that came before him. Somewhere along the line, though, Jason, these players stopped caring about playing defense. Viewership in the NBA this year as compared to 12 years ago, so that's the 2012 season, is down 48%, while it is down a staggering 25%, Jason, from just last season. So based on this time last year, the league is seeing 25% reduction in viewership over its four principal platforms, which is ESPN, ABC, TNT, and NBA TV. So 25% less from just last year. And to put that figure in full context, over those four platforms right now, at the quarter point of this NBA season, NBA games are generating 1.4 million views per game. Okay, the WNBA this season, over those overlapping platforms, when you look at their regular season and postseason, averaged 1.2 million per game. Jason, when the WNBA is closing in on the NBA in terms of viewership, Houston, we have a problem. But at its core, at the heart, the NBA has a competition problem. The league itself has de-incentivized competing, and the greatest players of the era, starting around the 2010-2011 season and onward, just stopped wanting to compete overall to win anything. They started joining each other in the offseason, building super teams, becoming best friends with each other, making a lot more money, by the way, Jason, fully guaranteed. And they just stopped caring about playing games and competing and trying hard on a nightly basis. It's a fundamental issue at its core of competition. It started years ago. There's no easy fix. It's not an easy answer, but this didn't just happen overnight. We've been coming to this point for about 10 to 15 years now.
Because competition is different than chasing rings. And it became more about chasing rings than competing. Is that your argument?
He's certainly part of the equation and a very large part, Jason. But it did start in the league offices somewhere around 2004. They just started litigating out defense.
We hear a lot of different reasons for the NBA's issues. Too many three-pointers, star players not available due to injury, influx of international players, etc. However, this lack of competition angle, I think, is probably the most valid. And here's why. Let's look at the definition of competing. The definition of competing is striving against one another to gain or win something. Striving against one another to gain or win something. So that leads to the question, what would the league look like today if LeBron had never left Cleveland and had strived against all the other superstars over the seasons to win championships? As much as a generational talent LeBron is, there's an argument that LeBron navigated his career to minimize as much striving as possible, with the first example being leaving Cleveland for Miami. Now, LeBron's move opened up an era of ring chasing in an effort to lower the barrier to winning championships by players acting like general managers, recruiting cats on the offseason to build their own squads. In essence, AAU culture entered the NBA. And what have been the complaints about AAU culture? Players play too many meaningless games Too many meaningless games, no competition, and players jumping from team to team, even playing on multiple teams in the same event. Remember, the anointing flows from the top down.
Tired of the three-point obsession, the commercialization of youth basketball, and a game where skill development takes a backseat? Introducing No Backboard Basketball, remixing basketball as a catalyst for change. This isn't just a book, it's a movement. Rediscover basketball's roots, where the focus is on community, creativity, and real opportunities for Black and brown youth. No more barriers for families without deep pockets. Get your copy on Amazon now and join the revolution that's changing the game and changing lives.
The next World Cup is in 2027. Now, the United States has not placed in the last two World Cups. In the last two FIBA Basketball World Cups, the United States didn't even get a bronze. Let that marinate for a minute. I get it. We won the Olympics, the Paris 2024 Olympics, but we had to recruit the Avengers to accomplish that, with many of the guys, superstars, at the tail end of their careers. I remember a time when we could send our college athletes and win the gold medal at the Olympics. So USA Basketball is responsible for the selection of United States international teams, but they're also designated as an organization responsible for youth development in the United States and coaches development in the United States per their website. However, USA Basketball is an organization of contradiction. Their stated goal, if taken seriously, are kind of counterintuitive to the biggest, most powerful partner, the NBA. Before the 2023 FIBA World Cup, I went to the USA Basketball website, and at that time, they had a detailed list of all the basketball organizations in the country involved with USA Basketball. But get this, after USA Basketball failed to medal in the second World Cup in a row, USA Basketball moved that list of organizations off they removed that list of organizations off the website. However, I went to the internet's archive way back machine, and here you go. I don't want you to take my word for it. Take a look at all of the American basketball organizations that were or are involved with USA Basketball. Basically, every major basketball organization in the country was or is a part of USA Basketball, with the NBA, the G League, and the WNBA listed at the top. The AAU and the NCAA are listed as well. So what you're telling me is all these organizations working together with the stated mandate for both development of cultures and youth in the United States can't have a bigger impact on the quality of basketball and a bigger impact on the overall AAU basketball culture in the United States? Most importantly, the biggest, most powerful member, influencer of USA Basketball has a global mandate. And to fulfill that global mandate inherently means American basketball players have to lose roster share. That's a contradiction. Am I missing anything here? USA Basketball, almost every major organization in the United States is associated with USA Basketball per their website back in 2023. The head or the biggest, most powerful influence in USA Basketball are the NBA associations. USA Basketball has a mandate to develop our players, our youth, and coaches, but their biggest, most influential partner has a global mission, and there's enough evidence out there that their investments in Europe and Africa are impacting roster share for American athletes on college and NBA rosters. Am I missing anything here? So How can every basketball organization in the United States be a part of youth development, coach development in basketball in the United States? Yet it appears that basketball in the United States has lost ground compared to the world. And let's be clear, it's the efforts and the money of the NBA that created the international pool of athletes that have been taking these roster shares I've been talking about. USA Basketball has failed American basketball culture, and based upon the interwoven relationship between the NBA, USA Basketball, and FIBA, it's a fair criticism to say that USA Basketball is more of a control management mechanism than a true USA Basketball athlete first organization. It's these insights that make me adamant about the need for an alternative national basketball development platform that's outside of USA Basketball's network and influence. The No Backboard Basketball League is purposed to be such a platform. Again, I encourage you to pick up my book, No Backboard Basketball, Remixing Basketball as a Catalyst of Change, a Catalyst for Change, and it's available on Amazon. In some ways, it seems like USA Basketball is pimping the American public to control the game from the grassroots all the way to the top, keep the population pacified by every 10 years, announcing some initiative to address the issues in youth basketball, while striving to build a global business where Americans are no longer developed to dominate the game globally. What do you think?
Let me get into this article. It says, Kobe Bryant believes European basketball players are more skillful than American basketball players and says it's a growing trend that can be blamed on the greed of coaching at the AAU level. We're not teaching players how to play all-around basketball. That's why you have Pau and Mark Gasol, and that's the reason why 90% of the Spurs roster is European players, because they have more skill, Bryant said. I was kind of fortunate because I was growing up in Italy. The Red Auerbachs, the Tex Winners, and all the great coaches were doing clinics and camps in Europe. They were teaching all the club coaches, and the club coaches were following their advice and their fundamentals like the Bible. And they were teaching all of us kids that type of stuff. Me, Manu, all of these guys that grew up around that same time were a product of that. It's a big difference. Bryant had a simple solution to the problem. Teach players the game at an early age and stop treating them like cash cows for everyone to profit off of, he said. That's how you do it. You have to teach them the game, give them instruction, and was quick to point out that any solution involving changing the current AAU basketball won't happen overnight. That's a deep well, because then you start cutting into people's pockets. Bryant said people get really upset when you start cutting into their pockets because all they do is try to profit off these poor kids. There's no quick answer.
Game's on globally, done switched the scene. African-American players caught up in the machine. Used to own the court, now we see the drift. Dollar bills heading overseas, feel the economic shift. Young black talent, they be losing ground. While they build up Europe, our kids ain't around. College degrees, scholarships taken, dreams deferred, futures forsaken. No backboard basketball, we taking a stand. Investing in our youth, reclaiming the land. Lost billions in earnings, redirected flow. Community struggling, we all know. Players from the hood where the fight is real. A chance to make it big, now that dream's surreal. Economic impact felt in every block. Reduced opportunities, future in shock. But we rise, we grind, can't be held back. No backboard basketball, we on the attack. Lost billions in earnings, redirected flow. Community struggling, we all know. Players from the hood where the fight is real. A chance to make it big, now that dream's surreal. Economic impact felt in every block. Reduced opportunities, future in shock. But we rise, we grind, can't be held back. No backboard basketball, we on the attack. We need ownership, leadership, equity, and pride. building our own from the inside. Investment in our talent, the next generation, reclaiming the throne. It's our mission, our station. International stars, yeah, they got their shot, but our kids deserve more. Can't be forgot. From the asphalt courts to the college halls, we're building a legacy that never falls. No backboards here to bridge the divide. Opportunities open, future wide. Freckle from the playground dreams to the pro contracts. Our future's bright, let's bring it back. Grassroots movements, the community strong. Breaking down barriers, righting the wrong. No backboard basketball, it's more than a game. It's a way of life, it's changing the frame. Unity and pride is what we supply. Building up hope, we're reaching the sky. All black, let's all.
Building up the streets where the legends are born. Time to rise, time to shine, time to be reborn.
Lost billions in earnings, redirected flow. Communities struggling, we all know. Players from the hood where the fight is real. A chance to make it big, now that dream's surreal. Economic impact felt in every block. Reduced opportunities, few seem shocked. But we rise, we grind, can't be held back. No backboard basketball, we on the attack.
Hey, thank you for making it to the end of today's show. I am your host, Mark Tee Armstrong, inventor of Basketball the Remix, founder of No Backboard Basketball League. Remember, join our community at nobackboard.com. Pick up some gear at nobackboard.store. Until next time, be blessed. I'll see you at the top.
All right, AJ. I just want to ask you a first question. What surprised most about playing today? Was it yourself, something about the game, or just the overall experience?
It was just a good experience. Playing without a backboard, it was cool. It was fun.
Like, what message would you give someone if they were ever thinking about doing something like this?
They should come out here and try and do it. It's different for sure. I think that if you can play without a backboard, you will be able to excel with the backboard. So it's a good experience to come out here and try and play without it.
Are you looking forward to having another no backboard experience, or?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
You coming back? Okay. And how do you see no backboard basketball fitting into your young life as you go into a journey into your older athlete journey?
A lot of old heads talk about not playing without backboards and stuff. So I guess it'll help me kind of relate to what they went through, and it helps me, it helps translate my touch and different things to my game.
Oh, that's cool. And what was the most challenging part of the game? And how did you adjust?
Making the shots, and I just adjusted by shooting the ball over time.
How was it adjusting with such a fast pace? Were you able to think, or was it all muscle memory?
It was just muscle memory.
Muscle memory.
As you go, it just gets easier.
Dang, okay. So how do you think this new format helps players develop unique skills?
Working on different things they're uncomfortable with, and it'll help them excel in their game on the court.
Yeah. What was your favorite part about this?
My favorite part was shooting mid-ranges. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, AJ. All right. Thank you so much for your time.
All right.
Awesome.
No backboard! Give me that! No backboard, just sky where we aim. Switch